Welcome back to Eagle Vision episode 16.
Thanks for joining us.
I can't wait to get out of the school. Summer is almost here.
Yeah, and pretty soon the school will be completely gone.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I wonder how the construction is going on the new one.
Well, Tanner's got that covered in the news. Let's see how it's going.
This week on The News with Tanner, we're talking about the new school building. So let's start by talking to Mr. Anderson about how the school building is going.
Everything is going really well out of the new site. Everything's been bid, weather's been pretty good, and things are moving right along. It will be built to the start of the 22-23 school year. Not a lot. I have a lot of funny stories. I think the day the pipes burst in the weight room and the water down the hallway, we have some video of that, and that's one I won't forget. I am. I think it'll be good for the students and staff, and ultimately it'll be great for the communities too.
Let's go talk to some of the students and get some of their funniest stories.
Probably the ceiling tiles that fall on kids. Yeah, I'm excited to have some AC in every room in school.
But one funny story I have from sophomore year was when the pipe burst in sophomore hallway, and we had to carry everything from our lockers home, and all the USC boys had come to play basketball, and they were all judging us.
So I was having lunch in Isaacson's room last year before COVID, and we heard this. It was a really weird noise outside the room, and we went and checked, and we saw that there was a bat up in the ceiling. So we had to go and find like a fishing net to try to catch it, and with many unsuccessful attempts, we finally got it and let it outside. The best part was Jared the Tusick was still here at the time, and he had hearing aids in, so he had to leave the room because of the sound that it made.
This has been this week's news report with Tanner. Let's send it back to the studio.
Wow, it's looking pretty good, and that gym looks nice.
Yeah, it does. I'm sure Mr. Pfeffer is going to put it to good use with his classes. Speaking
of Mr. Pfeffer's class, Gavin and Landon are doing that for academics this week.
Let's see what they're up to in Phy Ed now.
Welcome back to Academics Report. Today we're going to be looking at what they're doing in Phy Ed.
I think in some form or an aspect or another, I think I always have. I was always one of those kids calling other people to go out and put together a game of whatever, having friends come over and just being something athletic or something active outside. So I think in one form or way, I've always been some sort of Phy Ed teacher, yeah. No, I love it. It's a wonderful profession. I get to come up and watch everybody sweat hard and learn how to work their bodies and get better physically and be able to move themselves in different ways that they didn't think they could. Boy, since the mid-90s. So it's a long time. Getting to see people, like I said a little bit ago, do things that they didn't think they were going to be able to do. To the fact of where, I can't ever do that, and then they overcome those mental barriers by physically going through and doing the things that they had put themselves restrictors plates on. So yeah, I love seeing I see one of my favorite sayings is to become something you have to overcome something, and that's kind of how I look at it.
Now that we talked to Pfeffer, let's go take a look at what the kids are doing in class right now.
Now we're playing color tag.
What's
Ooh, probably dodgeball just to hit people. It's alright. Yeah, probably.
We're doing jump rope. Probably dusty ball, something like that. Sure. No.
How did you break your arm?
I broke my arm playing ultimate frisbee.
That's all we got for academics today. Let's go back to the studio with Michael and Isaac.
Those workouts seem pretty intense.
Yeah, they do. I remember in middle school when all we did was just play dodgeball in Phy Ed.
Oh yeah, it was so fun. Haley and Olivia are interviewing seniors to see what they missed about middle school.
I wonder what the seniors had to say. Take it away, Haley and Olivia.
I'm Olivia.
And I'm Haley. Unfortunately, we can't interview the middle schoolers today due to testing the MCAs.
So instead, we'll be interviewing the seniors about their favorite middle school memories.
My favorite middle school memory was being in the office and my principal gave me tacos. It was pretty cool.
Alright, so my favorite middle school memory was probably watching the first Maple River football team go to state.
My favorite memory is probably when a bunch of girls in my grade broke the girls' bathroom sink.
My favorite memory from middle school is when I jumped off a slide and split my pants open.
Most favorable memory I would say would be going to dances and just spending time with friends and being able to get ready with them and just spending the night with them. My favorite middle school memory is in Mr. Cole's 8th grade math class when Abby Coots would always correct Mr. Cole in his math.
My favorite memory from middle school was probably having recess after lunch.
Alright, my favorite middle school memory is probably when Tyrell broke the window when we were playing wall ball, and then Tyan hit the window again after that, and then they took wall ball away from us.
My favorite middle school memory was of my grumpy old English teacher who got really mad one day at a kid that was sleeping in his class, and he picks up a grammar book and he chucks it across the room and he hits a girl that was sitting right in front of me and he missed the wrong kid. And the girl thought she was doing something wrong, so she just read harder. That was my favorite middle school memory.
Those were some good times. Now let's go see what they miss about middle school.
Probably what I miss the most about middle school would be like when my dad drove me to school in the mornings and we would listen to the same song on repeat.
What I miss most about middle school is probably the incentive days. I always love those.
It looks like those seniors had a lot of fun in middle school.
Thanks for watching. Now back to the studio with Michael and Isaac.
Middle school seemed so long ago.
Well, it was almost 4 years ago now.
Yeah, I guess. Well, not sports for this week.
Benea's taking a look at what's going on with golf. Let's find out.
Welcome to Benea's Sports Report, and today on Sports we're going to be talking to the golf team about their season.
So how is your golf season going?
It's going pretty well. We've only had a couple meets so far, so I mean it's just beginning.
And then how was your last meet?
Last meet was yesterday. It was a little rainy and cold, so none of us really played that well. I don't remember what place we took, but it wasn't very good.
So how's golf going with it being your first year?
It's been cold out, but a little rough. Not too bad though.
And then how was your first meet?
Well, it didn't go too great. First like 3 holes I shot like 6 out of bounds, so that didn't go very good. But otherwise than that, pretty good.
For today on Sports, now back to the studio.
It's okay.
Again, 10 minutes.
Seems like you're doing well so far.
Good luck on the rest of the season.
Now seems like a good time for commercials.
To Eleanor and Pearl.
Source Corporation started in 1997, and with that came with a lot of responsibilities. Joe is a very busy man, making sure everything is running correctly and so many other things for the corporation. They're always trying to make sure that their tractors are up and running throughout the whole entire day. The corporation is located in Good Thunder. Their main focus is Maple River areas, but they are also in Waseca and Vernon Center.
Thanks for sponsoring this episode of Eagle Vision.
You know, I'm kind of hungry.
Well, Riley and Haas are interviewing the cooks for a day in the life, so you can see how they put our food together.
I guess that'll have to do for now. To Riley and Haas, then.
Alright, so last week we looked at what Danmeyer does. Now let's see what the cooks do.
Okay. Well, my name is Heather Ehlke. I'm the food service director here for Maple River Schools. This is my 25th year in this position. Actually 24th. 1 year I was a lead cook. On a daily basis, my activities can vary from several different things. Right now we're doing MCAs. So currently, when I get here, I take the snacks up to the high school into the 5th grade for their MCA testing. Then we do middle school breakfast. They all come through for MCA breakfast. So then I help cashier. Then I come back, and then depending on the day, if there's deliveries coming in, if I have to go through invoices, code out invoices, if there's deliveries for other outline buildings, see if there's any problems with those. So every day there's something different and unique that I get to do, so it's never always the same routine, I guess. I have either a degree in dietetics or in child nutrition or in restaurant, hotel, restaurant, institutional cooking and management. So at least a minimal or 2-year degree up to a 4-year. Well, I have a lot of memories, and I guess it's really nice when you're out in the community and you're not in your position, in your role. You actually get to see the students, and they remember you and remember something special, or something that you fed them at lunch, or something about you, and them sharing a memory with me of what they remember. I guess that makes it meanwhile and worthwhile, and means that you had an impression on them.
Alright, that was pretty interesting. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
That made me hungry.
Yeah, thanks to the cooks for making us all the food they do.
We appreciate all you do for us.
Now let's take a look at our last report of the episode.
Over to Tyler and Isabella for Redneck, featuring Trap.
Hi, I'm Isabella. And I'm Tyler. This is the Redneck Report. This week we will be talking about trap shooting. Trap shooting is a form of clay target shooting. The shooter calls pull, then must shoot the clay disc as it moves through the air. The target is considered dead whether it shatters or is barely clipped. Maple River has a trap shooting team that practices on the weekends. Now that we've learned a little bit about trap shooting, let's go talk to some people that trap shoot.
I've only shot once, so I didn't do too bad, but could have done better. I don't know, probably shoot a 25 at least once. I think it's a Benelli 12 gauge, 32-inch barrel.
Right now my season's been going pretty good. I haven't been shooting, I've only gone to one practice so far, but I shot pretty well. I use a 12 gauge Mossberg. Well, this season we're just kind of practicing, and then eventually we'll go to state, and if you do well at state, then you like rank or you continue. So that's the goal, just to do well at state.
Good. 12 gauge Benelli. Shoot clays.
Top 10 scores for week 2 of Maple River's Clay Target League were tied at number 1, Mason E. and Isaac S., number 3, Justin R., number 4, Brady W., number 5, Ethan V. and Diane D., number 7, Mike K., number 8, Ryan M., number 9, Jacob S., and number 10, Gavin S.
Thanks for watching this week's Redneck Report.
Now back to the studio.
Trap shooting is always a good time.
Yeah, I hope I get to shoot sometime.
Well, that's our last report for the episode. Thanks for tuning in.
See you next episode.